Afternoon everybody, Silverbolt here, back for another Transformers review. Going to be doing, as per the title page, Ratbat. Okay, using the 2.0 Classics collection, which I'll get to the toy itself, I'll get to in time. This toy hasn't actually been released yet, so I know I've more than likely transformed these little bits on the wings wrong, because it doesn't actually come with an instruction manual. I got this one from Japan. Loose and unboxed, but thankfully complete. Anyway, Ratbat we'll start with the Generation 1 cartoon, where Ratbat, of course, is one of Soundwave's cassettes. And Ratbat first shows up in the movie, and he's one of the Decepticons that attacks the communications tower with Blaster and Perceptor in there. And he's one of the ones that breaks through the dome and falls in, and then you get the cassette battle, and Ratbat tangles with Ramhorn. Now, according to, I believe it is from the Secret Files of Teletran 2, Ratbat. Ratbat is an upgraded version to Laserbeak. Apparently, Laserbeak, being a robot bird, can't fly in space. Ratbat, being a robot bat, can. Maybe, Laserbeak can't see very well in the dark. I don't know. But anyway, Ratbat is Ratbat seeks out fuel sources for the Decepticons. Soundwave usually sends him on long-distance missions, and that bit's very reflective of his character bio, which describes him as he hunts for fuel. That's what he does. But he's very cold about it. He's very logical about it. He's easily as emotionless, logically speaking, as Soundwave or Shockwave is. So he's very, very good at his job. He doesn't have any major roles in Series 3 of Transformers, which of course followed on from the movie. Mainly he sits there and basically takes over Laserbeak's role, now that of course Laserbeak is no longer on the shelves. I mean, Laserbeak is no longer in the cartoon. Namely just spying on the Autobots. He does get a bit of a notice in Call of the Primitives, though for some reason Laserbeak doesn't. When of course all the animalistic Transformers, or all the stupid Transformers, depending which way you want to look at it, which of course is immediately counteracted by the fact that Skylynx was in there. But Ratbat is destroyed by Tornadron. He's eaten by a tiger, but naturally, this being a 1980s cartoon, he comes back pretty quickly with no ill effects of being eaten by this giant tiger. Energy glowing tiger at that. Now then, onto the comic side of Ratbat, and it's with the comic side of Ratbat that his character really comes to the fore, and he's extraordinarily different from his cartoon continuity way of looking at him. And Ratbat is simply very, very cool. Now, he first shows up in the Marvel comics, and he's part of Lord Straxus' court, and he's a very key figure in that. Now, Ratbat, again, keeps his very cold, very logical personality. So when Lord Straxus is killed and Megatron is deemed rather nuts, Ratbat takes control. And he stays on Cybertron for a while, but he's very dissatisfied with the way that the Decepticons are guzzling all the energy. Naturally, being a fuel auditor, that's not much of a surprise. So he eventually comes to Earth, but there, again, he's very dissatisfied with Shockwave's leadership. Now, up to a point, Ratbat follows Shockwave. However, when Shockwave is hurt and is pretty much left for dead, Ratbat, using the excuse that it would be illogical and fuel-consuming to go after him, leaves Shockwave for dead, and rather nobly steps up to the fore and takes control. Now, Ratbat is now, of course, the leader of the Decepticons, and he is quite possibly the best Decepticon leader that the Decepticons ever had, because he is the only Earth Decepticon leader who comes close to completing the goals of the Decepticons. He comes within inches of winning, which is more than Galvatron, Shockwave, or Megatron ever managed to do. Naturally, those three had their had the Autobots having dark moments, when it looks like everything was glum. But Ratbat was the one that came the closest. As Fortress Maximus and Grimlock are trying to make an alliance, Ratbat launches an all-out attack on the Autobots and gives them a severe pounding. It's not like the cartoons where the Autobots always win. No, there are several instances amongst the cartoon where the Autobots lose. And under Ratbat's leadership, they come closer to losing than they've ever done before. During Ratbat's leadership as well, it is Ratbat who shows Starscream where the underbase is, or leads Starscream to the underbase. Starscream, naturally being Starscream, doesn't share power lightly, and promptly betrays Ratbat. Ratbat then strikes up. Ratbat then meets his demise in this same series of the underbase, and he strikes up an alliance with Scorponok in order to stop Starscream, and through that as well to stop Optimus Prime, who the Decepticons feel that Optimus Prime want the power for the underbase for himself. This is during the Decepticon alliance, Decepticon Autobot alliance. So Ratbat and Scorponok go off to stop Optimus Prime. Scorponok promptly shoots Ratbat in the back and kills him. Now then, that's Ratbat done for the Marvel continuities. He next comes into it in the Dreamwave collections, where he's presented as leading his own sub-faction. Excuse me. Where he's presented as leading his own sub-faction, and he leads the Ultracons. Now, his main focus with the Ultracons is he tries to take over a part of Cybertron called the Targan Heights, which brings him into direct conflict with the Wreckers under Springer. Because the original leader of the Wreckers, which I believe was X-Rate Zaron, no, Wreck-N-Roll, sorry, Wreck-N-Roll doesn't come into the Dreamwave, it is purely led by Springer. Now, Ratbat maintains a humanoid form in this series when he leaves the Ultracons, where he transforms from a robot with a big spiky head and big nasty claws for fingers into a Cybertronian jet. After the Great Shutdown, when a lot of the Transformers found themselves reformatted into Earth-style vehicles, Ratbat becomes a bat. You know, it's really lucky that his name coincided with his alt mode, wasn't it? I mean, can you imagine if he turned into a cougar? Or a Furby? You know, you got the latest Transformer. He's called Ratbat! But he's a Furby. Who cares? He's called Ratbat. But he's a Furby! But yes, so they got really lucky that Ratbat transformed into a bat. He's understandably not very happy about all this. Now then, what's the next series? The IDW series. Now, IDW series, Ratbat plays a large role in the Megatron origin storyline, where he's actually a member of the Senate. And again, due to his character bio, he's a fuel auditor. And he's a member of the Cybertronian Senate. But even then, the makings of him being this greedy, monstrous creature come to the fore, in that he manipulates everything, to the point when he hears about, and it is inadvertently Ratbat's fault, because Ratbat introduces a load of automated mining tools into the Cybertronian mines. It is part of this that causes Megatron to rebel. I do hope people who are watching this haven't actually read this, have read this series, because I'm about to give major spoilers about it. Which is nothing new for my videos, because I do it on most of them. Maybe I should start putting up spoiler warnings. Anyway, Ratbat eventually hears about Megatron and his little rebellion, and thinks that he can profit from it. So he sends Soundwave down into the mines to provide Megatron with weaponry. This blows back in Ratbat's face quite considerably, because of course it goes from Megatron leading this ragtag bunch of disgruntled miners into a full planetary army that can take on and topple the Autobots. So Ratbat promptly retreats, but is betrayed by Soundwave to Megatron. They remove Ratbat's spark and they put him in this new body, Again, he's not very happy about it. And instead of it being a tape deck, it looks rather like a CD player. I think you first see Ratbat in the IDW storyline of Devastation. Is it Devastation or is it Escalation? I can't remember. No, it is. It's Devastation, because for some reason I could have sworn I had the Escalation series, but I don't. Weird. But anyway, that's Ratbat. So, because the IDW kind of like rewrites the G1 scenarios a little bit, you can assume that Ratbat, though he plays the part of a dumb mute animal, he only really talks in the Headmasters series. Does he even talk in that? I can't remember. And even then, the main thing that Ratbat does is bring back the broken parts of Soundwave so he can be reformatted into Sound Blaster. Yes, it is Sound Blaster. I think it is anyway. Yes, it is Sound Blaster. Oh, I can't remember now. So Ratbat is giving the impression that he's like Laserbeak, you know, he's this dumb, silent animal. But in actual fact, he's actually highly intelligent and he can talk. He just doesn't. Now, onto the toy itself. This toy may be quite familiar to people because it is simply, though it's been done in the Classics line, it is a typical lazy Hasbro ideal. That it's simply a repaint of Cybertron Sideways. Now, however, I am usually not somebody who praises repaints. I don't buy repaints unless I either don't have the original toy or it's a Seeker, which in all fairness, you know, they've been doing repaints of Seeker since the Diaclone ranges, so you can't really say anything. I don't really say anything about that. So ordinarily I don't buy Seeker, I don't buy repaints. For instance, I'm either going to buy the Springer Classics repaint of Evac, or I'll buy the Blades. I won't buy both of them. But anyway, onto the toy itself. As you can see, it is a remake of, a repaint of Cybertron Sideways. However, Hasbro have really lucked out with this because it makes a really, really nice Cybertronian Ratbat. Whether Hasbro did this on purpose or whether they just had some unsold stock of Sideways, I don't know. I would like, because I really do like this toy, I am going to give Hasbro the benefit of the doubt and say they deliberately thought up a toy to release as Ratbat. In this case, Cybertron Sideways, which, as I've said, does bear an extraordinarily good resemblance to Cybertron. I suppose IDW Ultracon Dreamwave Ratbat's Cybertronian Jet Mode. And it's not just the Jet Mode that's similar. Now I'm just going to transform it. I won't do it on screen because I've only done this once so far, and I'm still rather unsure exactly on how you do it because it didn't come with the an instruction manual. So there's probably a really, really, really easy way of doing this, but me being me, I won't figure that part out. So I'm just going to transform him now. As I said, I've transformed him once and I've mostly got him figured out. I say mostly. Of course I say mostly and I can't do it at all. Let's do this roughly actually. Unlike, because my Cybertron Prowl actually, no, my animated Prowl actually came today. And could I figure out how to twist the legs round so it stands for the wheels? Oh, of course I couldn't. But I saw this toy advertised and I immediately liked it. I thought it was a very nice toy. So I actually went on a bit of a Transformers spending spree last week and bought the new Treadbolt, which is a repaint of Classics Jetfire. The new Ironhide figure, which is not a repaint, it's a new figure completely for Classics. What else did I got? I got animated Prowl, but I actually got him on the cheap because the guy was selling him off. Probably because, well, you know, it's not needed anymore because, you know, it's out in packages, so no one's going to want to buy one that's out of the package. Don't know why, but it cost me £4, which I was very pleased about. Righty-ho, I just got to remember how to do this now, because I've already done it once, but of course, can I do it a second time? Probably not. Oh, that's why. Simon. Stop. Ah, there we go. Excuse me. Right, that's probably as correct as I'm going to get him without fiddling too much. And here we go. Now then, this is him in robot mode. And again, you can't really tell, because it's very pink. Oh, that's not going to work. But it does make a very nice robot bat head thing toy. It makes a very nice ratbat toy. And it does look very Cybertronian, and I really like it. I know I've said that a lot in this video, but I really, really like it. Mainly because, you know, Ratbat's a great character, especially if you read the comics. Ratbat is an awesome character. Right, with this toy, it comes with these wings that become kind of like twin swords, or a double-bladed sword. It depends on your preference. Personally, I think they look stupid in the hands because they're stupidly oversized, so I just leave them out. The other thing it comes with is this arm shield. I've had this toy 20 minutes. How have I lost the key already? Oh, there it is. Which the Cyberplanet key goes in the top of the arm there, and doesn't work. Oh, there it is. Shoots out these little blade things. Now there's something else on this toy that I'm going to tell you about. I'll try and show you, but I don't think it's going to work. In there, you can't tell. That little white bit there, just beneath my finger, is the Decepticon symbol. However, if you push the planet key in, it slides down, and you can't. I don't know why I'm showing you because you can't tell. It becomes an Ultracon symbol, or what's supposed to be an Ultracon symbol. Now, what I don't know is if this design that's in here actually is actually the same one that's on the original Sideways toy. As I said, I don't have Cybertron Sideways, so I don't know. But yes, this is a very, very nice toy to go with an excellent, excellent character. As I said, it's not out yet. I'm not entirely sure when it is out. But I got quite a good deal on eBay for this guy, but I'm really pleased with him, despite the fact he's not technically a classic, but really pleased with him because he really does look the part of Ratbat. Now, he is going to be released, I do know, in a 2-pack with Springer, which, as I said, is a Cybertron repaint of Evac. And that is I would imagine is a homage to, I've got his arm upside down, is a homage to the Wrecker versus Ultracon storyline. But I've whittled on enough for this video now. Don't actually know when I'm going to upload this, but there we go. But yes, this is Silverbolt with Ratbat signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.